And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for game two here for ICC in this somewhat mixed matched doubleheader this afternoon. ICC coming off an 8-0 loss to Walter State. That was in 6 innings after a walk-off home run. And the bottom of the sixth gave Walters the win. ICC, they had, I think, 6 hits in that game? Let me flip back and look. Yeah, 6 hits, committed 3 errors. Out of the 6 hits, they left 4 runners in scoring position, 6 total. So we'll see how the Lady Indians rebound here in the second game this afternoon. As the coaches are meeting at home plate, let's take a look at the Coca-Cola starting lineups here for ICC. Leading things off will be center fielders Corey Child. The left fielder will be Meg Sullivan. Catcher will be Samantha Conley, our sonic star of the game from game one. The DP will be Newsom. Macy Cox will be at first base. Olivia Burns will be batting sixth and pitching. It'll be Brittany Adams batting seventh. She'll be in right field. Bailey Springfield will be at the shortstop. And Vasquez will be batting ninth, playing third base. The flex is going to be Madison Carnes, the second baseman. ICC falls to 8-3 with that last loss. For Snead State, this will be their lineup here. They're 2-15 on the year. It'll be shortstop Burt leading things off. Powell will be playing second base, batting second. Swagger will be the first baseman. She'll be batting third. The DP will be Patterson batting in that cleanup spot. Benefield will be catching. She'll be batting fifth. Patton will be batting sixth. She'll be in right field. Jones will be at third base. She'll be batting seventh. Garner will be pitching. Ponder will be batting ninth. The flex will be Purvis out in left field. So there's your Coca-Cola starting lineups for both teams here. We talk about Coke. We want to make sure we thank Buddy Long and all the fine folks out there at the Tupelo Coca-Cola Bottling Company to be a proud partner not only with ICC Athletics but also the entire college at Itawamba Community College. ICC and Coke. Now that's a winning combination. So ICC will be the visiting team on the scoreboard here again in game two with Snead obviously being the home team, with them being the host of the, I wouldn't call this a tournament, maybe just a playing day, as this is something ICC has come over and made about the 2.5-hour drive to Snead. I'd say it's a little bit longer than 2.5, about 2:45, pending traffic. As this is going to be Gardner taking her warm-up tosses here for Snead. Now, these two teams played actually earlier this week. They played on the 20th. ICC picked up a hard-fought 4-3 win in game one. They were able to get an 8-3 win in game two. So this 2-15 record of Snead State is rather deceiving. They've been in some contests, gave ICC everything they wanted there in game one, I believe on Tuesday. So it'll be Corey Childs, Meg Sullivan, and Samantha Conley to lead things off here in the top of the first. Childs was 0 for 3 in the first game. Sullivan was 1 for 3 with a double and a strikeout. And Conley, as I said, was our sonic star of the game there in game one. She went 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. So Corey Childs will dig in to start things off here as we await that First American National Bank opening pitch from Purvis. Once again, just an outstanding day. Record highs all across the South. So we creeped into the mid-70s. May even got a little north of that this afternoon here in Boaz. The First American National Bank opening pitch is across for a strike, and it comes at 238. So Purvis gets the first pitch across for a strike as it was shown bunt. Is that pitch high for a ball? So 1-1 is the count here to Corey Childs. Childs is a sophomore out of New Site High School. Pitch coming, pops this one back and out of play, and 1-2 now goes the count here on Corey. course, when you talk about news sites, you got to talk about an outstanding basketball tradition up there at New Site High School. She was a part of that. I believe actually won a state championship in basketball. As the count goes 1-2 now here to Corey Childs. 1-2 pitch coming. Hangs up high for a ball. Evens up the count now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Corey Childs. Gardner in the circle here for Snead State. That pitch missing low and outside. There's, wow, strike 3. The catcher actually had to go down and catch the ball in the dirt that time. So Childs goes down looking at a Renaissance Bank strikeout. I actually thought that was ball 4 the way she just turned and started jogging. That's how bad the pitch was. So a break there for Snead. 1 out now, and this will be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate. Sullivan swings on the first pitch she sees and loops 1 out to center field, so Sullivan will reach on the first pitch she sees. 1 out and a runner on first now for the Indians. This will be Samantha Conley coming to the plate here in Game 2. ICC trying to earn a split on the afternoon. Conley 2 for 3. She had a pair of singles in the first game of the day. That pitch, looked like the pitch that called Corey Childs out on looking at strike 3, but instead called a ball. So 1-0 is the count here to Conley, the freshman out of Louisiana. Conley swings on this one, pops it up, and the pitcher comes over, makes the play, and then just bad base running by ICC as Sullivan is picked off at first for a Little Caesars double play. So a pop out to the pitcher, throw over, and that will do it here for the top of the first. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll step away and come back with the bottom of the first inning. ICC will send Olivia Burns to the circle as she'll take her warm-up tosses. We'll be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as we get set for the bottom of the first inning. ICC, thanks to a Little Caesars double play, it's a 3-up, 3-down inning. In the top half of the first, it'll be Burt, Powell, and Schwager to lead things off here for Snead in the bottom of the first inning. It's 9-4 in the top of the fifth. ICC leading Delta. That's in Game 1. That pitch across for a strike off the hands of Olivia Burns. Raphael Henry, our video operations coordinator, doing the play-by-play on that game for us on the Red Channel. This pitch popped up, high fly ball. Springfield goes over, calls everyone off, and makes the play for out number 1. Now it will be the second baseman, Powell, who will dig in with 1 out and nobody on here for Snead in the bottom of the first. This is the final game of the afternoon here at Snead State. I know they have some more games scheduled for the weekend. I think Snead and Walters may be a doubleheader tomorrow. So Walters and Lakeland will come to town tomorrow afternoon here in Boaz. So if there happen to be any fans that are watching in support of Snead State, come out and support the girls tomorrow afternoon. As that pitch missing outside, 2-0 now is the count here to Powell, the second baseman. Defense just pretty much normal positions. Third baseman creeping in a little. As that pitch paints the corner for a strike, 2-1 now is the count here to Powell, the second baseman. One pitch coming, and that one a carbon copy of the last pitch across for a strike. Well, there's no doubt when the home plate umpire calls a strike here, he has a big bark, and even though we're inside some glass, you can kind of hear him. So the 2-2 pitch coming, set up way outside to see if she could go fishing. Does not. 3-2 now is the count here on Powell. Count goes full as Olivia Burns sets to deliver the pitch. This one popped back and out of play, and we'll do it all over again. 3-2 stays the count here on the second baseman, Powell. Swagger, the first baseman, on deck. There's no mistaking when Swagger's on deck, as she stands at about 6'1". And lost her that time as she hits her with the pitch. So Powell wears one there. She'll head down to first. And now this will bring Swagger to the plate with one out and a runner on. Well, this is where Walter State was able to get ICC in some tough situations. When they had individuals on base, they were able to take advantage of some miscues, some walks, and some errors, but also come up with timely hits after they got it going, as there's a changeup that drops in for a strike on Swagger. So all the credit to Walter State there, picking up that 8-0 win in 6 innings in Game 1. Fastball, just missing outside. 1-1 now is the count. That pitch paints the corner. Inside for a strike. 1-2 now is the count. So Burns looking for her first Renaissance Bank strikeout of the day. Instead, there's a ground ball. Second baseman gets it, only one play. And it's over to first for the putout. Runner is able to advance on the ground out. And now up will be the DP, Patterson. So Patterson will come to the plate. With 2 outs and a runner on second. Fouls this one straight back for strike 1. So 0-1 is the count here on Patterson, the DP. Change up, it is a beauty. Across for a strike. And now 0-2 is the count here on Patterson. So quickly ahead in the count is Burns. A runner on second. 2 outs. Burns pitch coming. Shot right back up the middle. Springfield gloves. Throws over in time for the putout. And the Indians get out of the inning with no damage done. We've played 1. ICC 0. Snead State 0. We'll take a break and come back with the top of the second inning, where it'll be the 4, 5, 6 batters due up for ICC. Newsom, Cox, and Burns due up here in the top of the second. Game 2 in Boaz, Alabama. Back with more right after this. And welcome back now as we get set to move to the top of the second inning. It's 0-0 between ICC and Snead State here in the second game of the day for ICC. They lost the first game 8-0 after a walk-off home run, a two-run shot in the bottom of the sixth by Walter State. So Shelby Newsom, who is the DP here in the second game of the day, she was 1 for 1 with a single in the first game in a pitch hit situation. This Gardner's in the circle here for Snead. ICC looking for their first run of the day, as Newsom will dig in. Takes a look at the first pitch, inside for a ball. Try to get you an update on baseball here in a moment. That'll be a Renaissance Bank scoreboard update. Newsom digs in, takes a look at that pitch, high and inside, and 2-0 now is the count here on Newsom. As talked about, good to see Newsom back in the lineup after missing about 3 weeks of play due to an ankle injury. Takes a look at that pitch low, 3-0 now is the count to Newsom. She's also a Delta State reverse transfer. 3-0 is the count to Newsom. That pitch across for a strike. Good location on the 3-0 pitch. It looked like Newsom was taking the whole way that time. 3-1 now is the count. Wow, Delta making some moves. They played 4 runs on 5 hits to make it a 9-7 contest in the middle of the fifth. That game over on the red channel. Carbon copy pitch there across for a strike. Now the count goes full, 3-2. Nice job by Garner to battle back and force the count to go full here on Newsom. So the 3-2 pitch coming for Newsom. Pops this one back, and we'll do it all over again. As we talked about in the first game of the day, ICC had 6 hits. They put 6 runners on base, but left 4 of them stranded. ICC with 1 hit, but it was a double play to get them out of that last inning. Change up and fouled off, and we'll stay at 3-2. Indians just need to find a way to get something to give them a little bit of life here. Not a whole lot of life in the team as you see them coming in and on and off the field. So 3-2 is the count. Gardner getting the signals across the way. This pitch popped up. Shortstop coming over and gloves it for the putout. So that's just kind of been the tale of the tape of the day there, as that was a routine fly ball after a nice battle at the plate that time by Newsom. And now up will be Macy Cox. Cox was 1 of 3 with a single in the first game of the day against Walters. She'll dig in here with 1 out and nobody on. Takes a look at the first pitch across for a strike. Well, good to see Darius has moved out there in left field, our bus driver. Main reason he moved is because the shadow shifted. There's a rip. This has got a chance that it's going to drop. So a 1 out single there for Macy Cox, her second hit of the day, first of the ball game. And now ICC trying to get something going here. This will be Olivia Burns coming to the plate. Second hit of the game for ICC. Burns is 1 of 2. She had a single and struck out in the first game of the day. She's pitching here in game 2, so a base hit could go a long way for Olivia. Fouled off towards the dugout. It's off the netting. Tell you what, don't know if that's an assistant coach or a player. Pretty brave over there. She did not flinch as the ball came her way. So nothing but a strike on that foul ball. 1 out, runner on first. Burns at the plate for the Indians. Swings on this one, lifts it out to center field. Center fielder going back, but makes the catch. Ball not deep enough to allow the runner to advance. And so the second out of the inning now. Solid hit that time, just ICC here of late is playing atom ball. If you have no clue what atom ball is, it's hitting them straight at them. As this is now going to be Brittany Adams, who was 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout against Walters. Takes a look at that first pitch across for a strike. Got to give credit where credit's due. Gardner doing a good job of mixing up her locations and her speeds, keeping the ICC batters on their heels so far in this contest. Adams will dig in. Swings on this one, pops it up, and I believe it's going to get out of play. Yes, it will as it hits the top of the dugout. 0-2 now is the count. That's Macy Cox over at first. She's singled out to center field, but wasn't able to advance after Burns put a charge into one, but just could not quite get enough of it to get out of the ballpark as it was a fly ball to center. Adams, who was 0 for 1 with a strikeout, and against Walters looking for her first of the day. And can't hold off the high heat there, and that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout of Adams. And that will end the inning. So ICC, once again, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. As we move to the bottom of the second, ICC and Snead tied at 0. Let's learn a little bit more about Snead State, as I believe we'll be making a return trip over here later this season after Snead came out to Fulton. Snead is located, of course, in Boaz, Alabama. They've got a pretty interesting history. They began as a private seminary school back in 1898. It did not become a part of the Alabama Community College system until 1967. They award 79 associate degrees and 24 certifications. They've gone by Boaz Seminary, John H. Snead Seminary, Snead State Junior College. Their president is Dr. Robert J. Exel. They have right around 2,500 students. They are the Parsons. And see if there's anything else of note. Yes, I do know these things. I'm not looking at Wikipedia, folks, at all. Actually, Harley's telling me all about Snead State up here. Apparently there is a registered landmark either nearby or on campus, the Norton Library and Museum. On campus or nearby? What's the name of your library? Just a library. She says she spends so much time at the library that she does not even know what her dorm room looks like, is what Harley said. So it'll be the bottom of the second inning. ICC and Snead still scoreless here, as it'll be the 4-5-6 batters. Patterson, Benefiel, and Patton due up as that pitch missing for a ball. We do want to welcome those watching on Let'sGoICCTV.com on the blue channel. Over on the red channel, things are getting interesting in baseball as this pitch, check swing, popped up. Burns calls for it and makes the play for out number 1. Over on the red channel, it's 9-7 in the middle of the 5th inning. ICC and Delta, as this is a non-conference game between ICC and Delta. Delta was able to push across 4 runs on 5 hits in the top of the 5th. So things getting dicey there over on the red channel. Foul ball, slow roller, tough play here. Only 1. Throw across the way is in time. Good job that time as Benefiel showing some pretty good speed for a catcher. Got down the line in a hurry, but a good job that time by Burns defending her position to get the putout of Benefiel. And now up will be the right fielder, Patton, for the Parsons. She will dig in with 2 outs and nobody on here in the bottom of the second. Change up. Patton waited on it, just could not quite square up on it enough. Fouled it back off the netting for strike 1. So Burns is inside the circle. That pitch inside clips the corner of the plate for a strike. 0-2 now is the count here on Patton, the right fielder. Oh-2 pitch, swung on and missed, and that's a Renaissance Bank strikeout, the first of the game for Burns. So another 3-up, 3-down inning there for Snead State. We've played 2. ICC 0, Snead State 0. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back. Now as we move to the top of the third inning. And it'll be Bailey Springfield to lead things off here for the Indians in the top of the third. Springfield 0 for 2 in the first game of the day. Swings the first pitch she sees and a line drive right to the third baseman. So a nice play over there at third. That was Jones, also known as AJ, which by the way I'll have to go back in between innings and correct myself on some of my stats. So just a nice play there by Jones over at third. And now up is going to be JoJo Vasquez. Vasquez, the number 9 batter, takes that first pitch across for a strike. Vasquez did not play in the first game today. She's playing third defensively for the Indians. Garner doing a pretty good job right now keeping the ICC bats quiet. Showed bunt, pulled back on it, and caught a ball. So 1-1 is the count to JoJo. Looked at that one, curveball breaking away from the batter, missing for a ball. 2-1 now is the count here to Vasquez. If she were, Childs is on deck as there's only one out in the inning. So Vasquez waiting the pitch. Looks at that one in the dirt. 3-1 now. Goes the count here to Vasquez. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Nobody on here for the Indians. Scoreless in the top of the third. And that pitch missing for a ball. So Vasquez will get the 5-pitch walk and head down to first. Now let's see if ICC can get anything going here as we go back to the top of the lineup. As a walk issued to Vasquez, and now this is going to be Corey Childs. Childs struck out looking in her first at bat of the day. Showing bunt, pulls back, thought about trying to lay it down that second time. Pitch misses low for a ball. So a runner on first with 1 out. ICC and Snead State scoreless. Corey Childs at the plate. Slaps at that one, fouls it back. 1-1 now is the count. I've never seen an umpire on a foul ball just run away from it that way. Typically, with it after hitting the net, they at least put their foot out to stop it so the catcher could get to it. The home plate umpire acting like the ball was on fire. Beautiful pitch right down Broadway. Vasquez, though, able to take second. And now the Indians got somebody in scoring position here. So a stolen base there for JoJo. And the count is 1-2 here on Corey Childs. So Childs digs in, pops this one up to left field. Left fielder going to jog in and squeezes it for the putout. And Childs is retired for the second time this afternoon. So now with 2 outs, it's going to be Meg Sullivan coming to the plate. She singled, but was part of a Little Caesars double play to end the second inning after a pop-up to the pitcher and a snap throw over after Sullivan could not get back quick enough. So Meg will watch that first pitch skip across for a strike. Two outs, runner on second. That's Vasquez. Vasquez at second after a walk and a stolen base. Sullivan stands in, and they're going to say it hit her. Well, Sullivan did not react as if it hit her, because it got kind of nicked her jersey. And so she will get the free pass, and now up will be Samantha Conley. So ICC now with 2 free passes to the base. Actually, you can't really call a hit batter a free pass. She wore one to get on first. So now ICC trying to get something going here in the top of the third. Conley at the plate. That pitch clips the corner for a strike. Conley popped up into that double play to end the first. She was 2 of 3 with a pair of singles in the first game of the day. So Conley trying to get it going here for the Indians. Swings on this one. Fouls it back and out of play. Strike 1. Is that right? Yeah, it's 1-2 is the count, is what the umpire just showed. He's the only one that matters to the ballpark. That's we both had it 1-1 up top. Conley pops this one up. Center fielder going to have to hurry, and it's going to drop. Indians will score 1. They'll score 2. And then Conley will get back safely. Well, Conley popped that one a mile high that time, out in no man's land. Nobody could really get to it, as that's going to drop for a base hit and 2-run score for the Indians. Well, that's what the Indians right there needed there. Just find a way to get something to go their way, and a break as Conley, what looked to be a tough play, but could have been the third out of the inning, instead dropped amongst 3 players, and 2-run score for the Indians. ICC leads it now 2-0. Shelby Newsom, the DP, popped out to short in her first at bat. Swings on the first pitch she sees and rips a single right back up the middle. So Newsom liked what she saw, put the bat on the ball, and now ICC with runners on first and second with 2 outs here in the top of the third. 2-out hitting, a key to softball and baseball. India's trying to get something going here. Pitch finds the corner of the plate. That umpire really likes the corner of the plate, and I tell you what, Gardner has been doing an outstanding job this afternoon going after it. She has earned the respect of the umpire to keep getting that call. 0-1 is the count. Macy looks at that pitch and just missing high. I thought that one was strike 2. Pretty looking pitch. So a break there for ICC. 1-1 now is the count. 2-0 ICC with the lead. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. Cox holds off on that pitch. Not a bad miss that time, as the count now goes 2-1. Especially when you're getting that corner. If you can mix in them and get it where you can get them to start chasing those pitches on the outside, can make it difficult. 2-1 now is the count. There's the pitch on the corner. That's what we're talking about. If you keep going after it, establish your strike zone, the umpire will eventually kind of adjust with you. And credit to Gardner for doing that. 2-2 pitch coming. Ground ball, shortstop. Scoops it, throws over, is in time for the putout. ICC able to get 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. ICC takes a 2-0 lead here in the top of the 3rd inning. We're going to step away and come back with the bottom half of the inning right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back to action now as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. So ICC leading 2-0 here over Snead State in the final game of the afternoon. It's that pitch missing high and outside. Let's go back and recap the 2nd inning. It was actually Beneful that popped up to first. Patton grounded out 1-3, and Jones struck out swinging. So that pitch misses for ball 2. So it'll be the 8-9-1 batters due up here in the bottom of the 3rd. It'll be Gardner, the pitcher, Ponder, the center fielder, and we'll go back to the top of the lineup and Burt, the shortstop. That pitch across for a strike. Remember, if you're away from your computer, you can always follow us on Twitter at Let'sGoICC for updates, not only softball, but baseball, basketball, pretty much all of the athletic programs at ICC. 2-2 pitch, changeup fouled back. We'll stay at 2-2. Over on the red channel, things getting interesting as Braden Ellis now coming into pitch with 1 out and the bases loaded for Delta. ICC clinging to a 9-7 lead in the top of the 6th. This pitch fouled back for a ball. We'll stay at 2-2, so we'll do it all over again here with Gardner. Gardner can really help her out her own cause here with a base hit. Good crowd out for this afternoon's game. I believe the basketball team coming out to support softball here, as well as a good crowd of ICC faithful coming out. Shot is hit down the line, and it's going to be fair for a base hit. Then it's going to get past the outfielder who falls down. So that's going to be a single and advance on the error for Gardner. So a single, advance E9 after a misplay of the ball, and then a boot by Adams out in right field. And so a leadoff single. And now Snead trying to rally here in the bottom of the 3rd after ICC scores 2 runs in the top half of the inning. That pitch missing for a ball. Infield coming in, as this is the center fielder Ponder at the plate. Sun is baking down on the field as there's a slap hit foul ball. 1-1 now is the count. It had been creeping behind the clouds for most part of the day, but it is out right now. And those temperatures rising in a hurry. Conley wants to go out to talk to her pitcher in this situation. I think she's recognizing that the second baseman is picking up on where she's locating and tipping off the batter. So they want to kind of go over a couple of things in this situation. The umpire came out, and by the time he got to the circle, Conley said, "I'm done talking," and came back. So 1-1 now is the count here on Ponder. And there's going to be a bloop single. Good base hitting that time by Ponder. Just reach out, found the softball, and put it over the head of the shortstop out in no man's land. And now runners on the corners here for Snead with no outs. The Parsons trying to rally in this one as we go back to the top of the lineup. This is going to be Burt, who is 0 for 1 on the afternoon with a pop-up to short. So nobody out here. Back-to-back singles mixed with an error. Change up, beauty, but hung up a little too high for the umpire's liking. Ball 1. Remind you, if you're watching here on Let'sGoICCTV.com, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter at Let'sGoICC. And that's a beautiful pitch. Swung on and missed that time. The NJCAA has dropped their top 10 plays of the week today, and it looks like ICC is part of that. So we'll see that on Twitter. And there's a swinging strike 2. Or actually, strike 2. And so 1-2 now is the count here on Burt. Pitch coming, popped up. And Burns will make the play. Well, ICC gets the number 8 play of the week, we know for sure, on a bank shot by Lauren Fitch against Northeast. We'll see if we might have been able to crack any plays in the 6-1. That pitch missing on the outside corner for a ball. Well, I'll retweet this. You can see it on Twitter. That pitch across for a strike. Yep, ICC softball getting a top play as well. Jojo Vasquez diving catch earlier this week against Snead. That was the number 4 play of the week. As 2-1 now is the count. That pitch missing well outside. And now the count goes 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike. Runners on the corners. And there's a strike. A little delay. He didn't have a big as bark as he did that time, as he normally does. So now the 3-2 pitch coming. Lifted. And it's back, but foul. Thought that one had a chance maybe to sneak out of the ballpark there. But instead, it just knifed its way into the corner where it was a foul ball. So ICC with 2 plays in this week's NJCAA Top 10. We just retweeted that, so you can go back and see this week's Top 10 plays by the NJCAA by going to Twitter at Let'sGoICC. While you're there, hit the follow button. So the count's full. 3-2 pitch coming. Change up, fouled off. We'll do it all over again. Nice at bat right now by Powell. She was hit by a pitch in her first at bat. She's fouled off some pitches to get deep into the pitch count here of Olivia Burns. Runners on the corners. ICC leading 2-0. There is 1 out. and she lost her. Good job by Powell to win that at bat. Had about 3 or 4 pitches that were fouled off. And that's going to be the second time she has issued a free pass over to first. And now bases loaded here for Snead with 1 out. And this is Schwager, the first baseman at the plate. She grounded out 4-3 in her first at bat of the afternoon. Change up, and it's a beauty across for a strike. Can Burns find a way to get out of this inning with no damage done? Snead wants to fire up the merry-go-round here and see if they can rally to retake the lead. That pitch missing low for a ball. 1-1 now is the count to Schwager. 1 out in the inning. That pitch high and inside for a ball. Here, a couple ICC fans getting a little vocal down below us. Thought that one was in for a strike, but it was a little too far inside. 2-1 now is the count. And that may have been a makeup call. Maybe some of the lobbying by the ICC faithful got that one, because Schwager stands north of 6 foot, and that one's right around below the knees, called a strike. 2-2 now is the count. Burns getting set to deliver the 2-2 pitch. Popped up here. Burns is going to jog back and make the play. Snap throw to third in time for the putout. Big time play there. Great effort by Olivia Burns to get the Little Caesars double play to get the Indians out of the jam. We've played 3. And a big time play there for ICC. Score that one 1, then 1-5 for the Little Caesars double play to end the inning. We played 3, ICC 2, Snead State nothing. Back with more right after this. And welcome back now as we move to the top of the 4th inning. ICC with a nice defensive play out of Olivia Burns to get out of that bases loaded jam in the bottom of the 3rd. For ICC, it'll be Burns leading things off. Burns, Adams, and Springfield all scheduled to be up here in the top of the 4th. That pitch just missing high for a ball. For just now joining us, ICC dropped a 8-0 decision to Walters State in 6 innings in the first game. ICC got a pair of runs in the top of the 3rd to lead this one 2-0. Olivia comes up empty on a healthy swing that time. 2-1 now is the count. It was a 2-out single by Conley that just happened to drop amongst three players charging for the ball. As that pitch across for a strike. The runners were going on contact with it being 2 outs and scored those 2 runs easily. 2 balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Top of the 4th, ICC with a 2-0 lead, trying to pick up some insurance runs. And of course, when we talk about those insurance runs, we got to talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. Ground ball to the shortstop. Throw over to first in time for the putout. Got Burns by a step. Nice play over there at short by Burt. Score that one 6-3 on the putout of Burns. So now Brittany Adams, who struck out swinging to end the second, will come to the plate. She was 0 for 1 in game 1 with a strikeout. Shows bunt, pops it up. Catcher hurrying back, cannot find it. Trying to surprise him with a bunt that time by Adams. Could not get that one down quick enough. And so that one drops back for a strike. Swung on, miss for strike 2. Couldn't hang off the high heat that time. And so Adams will have to protect the plate here behind the count 0-2. Another thing you got to look out for is that inside pitch, as Gardner has done a great job this afternoon painting that inside corner. That's where she goes. Swung on and missed that time by Adams. And she goes down on strikes for the second time today. 2 up, 2 down so far. And now Bailey Springfield will come to the plate with nobody on and 2 outs here in the top of the 4th. So Springfield will dig in here for the Indians. Sees a changeup that hangs up for a ball. Trying to spark a 2-out rally here for ICC in the top of the 4th. They lead 2-0 here over host Snead State. Pitch in the dirt. Goes for a ball. "2-0 is the count. This pitch turned on but foul. 2-1 now goes the count here on Bailey Springfield. She was 0 for 2 in the first game. A nice play over at third on a hard hit line drive robbed her of a base hit in her first at bat. And a carbon copy of the same play. Man, what a great play over at third. Another hard hit line drive, but the third baseman, that is AJ or Jones, makes another outstanding play to rob Springfield of a base hit. 3 up, 3 down go the Indians in the top of the 4th. We'll take a break and come back with the bottom half of the inning. ICC clinging to a 2-0 lead here over Snead State. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A wild one going on over there on the Red Channel as Delta has rallied to tie the ball game 9-9 in the middle of the 6th inning. That's in game 1. That game scheduled for 7 innings there in Fulton. We do invite you to stay here, but you can follow that game on Twitter at Let's Go ICC. Be sure to hit us up on Twitter anytime you're watching, and you can win a free shout out, or maybe even better, a free retweet. That's right, we give away some crazy things here on Let's Go ICCTV.com. As Olivia Burns will step in the circle, an off-speed changeup fell off the table just a little too soon for ball 1. Two up is the 4-5-6 batters, Patterson, Benefield, and Patton. Patterson, the DP, grounded out to the shortstop in her first at bat to end the first inning. Takes that pitch for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. Pitch inside, just too much inside for the umpire's liking. 2-1 goes the count here on Patterson. That pitch missing low and inside. 3-1 now goes the count here on Patterson. Burns just going to take a few extra steps back to kind of gather herself here. 3-1 pitch on the way. And that one inside, so it'll be a leadoff walk to Patterson. Second straight inning that the leadoff batter has gotten on. And now it will be Benefield, the catcher. We may have a runner come in this situation. That appears to be the case, as this is going to be number 4. That is okay. So that's going to be Purvis, the flex player, coming in to run. Purvis has been playing out in left field defensively. Wow, things are getting crazy in baseball. The Indians get 2 base runners on by hit by pitches, and then Delta turns a Little Caesars double play to end the inning. So after 6 complete, Delta has rallied back to tie the game 9-9 in Game 1. That's over on the red channel there. MACJC baseball at its finest. Crazy things happen in the MACJC. There's a flare out to center field. Center fielder's going to go out and make the play to retire Benefield. Runner Purvis will retreat back to first. Of course, now that's a non-division game between ICC and Delta. It was originally scheduled to be Lakeland out of Illinois, but had a couple of games canceled due to rain on their southern swing, so they called ICC and said, hey, we're not really coming because of the weather. As that pitch missing low for a ball, so Coach Collier scrambled and was able to find this game put together between ICC and Delta. Second time that's happened. ICC was scheduled to host Wren Lake. In that game, they said they weren't coming because of the weather. And so the Indians scheduled a game that night and turned around the next day and went to Columbia, Tennessee. That pitch missing for a ball. 2-0 now is the count to Patton, the right fielder. A pitch inside, Patton ducking out of the way. 3-0 now goes the count. The stone is tightened for Burns. Burns kind of shaking her head after that last pitch. Can't really see if the Indians have anybody warming up. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike, as Patton was taking the whole way that time. Patton grounded out. All right, kind of a little excuse me swing. Dribbled it forward to the pitcher for 1-3 to end the second. There's strike 2. A nice job by Burns. Kind of just get a little upset after not getting that other pitch called a strike, and just reaching back in her hip pocket, finding a little extra heat to throw that one across. This pitch fouled back out of play. Will stay at 3-2. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and a runner on first. Snead State trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th inning. They trail 2-0. And that pitch hangs up high, and that's going to be a walk. Second walk of the inning issued by Burns. And now up will be Jones. Jones struck out in her first at bat. That was to end the second inning. She has played 2 outstanding plays at third base to rob Bailey Springfield of a base hit each time. Change up, waited on it. It's down the line, but foul. Nice job expecting the change up that time. Just a little too far ahead of it. Pulled it down the line, foul. out there in left. But yeah, she has made two outstanding plays on hard-hit line drives by Bailey Springfield to rob her of a base hit, possibly extra base hits, over there at third base this afternoon. So nothing but a long strike there. Fastball, corner. Conley hangs on to it, tries to frame the pitch. Umpire called it a ball. 1-1 now is the count. So 1-1 pitch coming with one out. Runners on first and second. This one going straight back. Bouncing off the top of the ICC Foundation broadcast booth for strike two. When we talk about the ICC Foundation, we do want to remind you, coming up on March the 3rd will be the 22nd annual ICC Bluegrass and Gospel Concert. You can order tickets to that one at iccms.edu/concert. Change up, roller over to first. Only one play as she steps on the bag. That's Macy Cox. That's good job by Jones just to reach out and make contact with the ball that time. Two away now. Runners are able to advance. So once again, that's the ICC Bluegrass and Gospel Concert. Saturday, March the 3rd at the Davis Event Center. Get your tickets at iccms.edu. Limited tickets still remain. So now this will be Gardner, the pitcher. Boy, a hit could go a long way here to help out Gardner. She takes that first pitch inside for a ball. Good job by Conley to get out and find that pitch on the inside to keep the runner at third base. Plenty of room behind the plate for a runner to be able to advance on a pass ball. So you got to be ready to move. That pitch fouled back. And the count now goes 1-1 here with two outs. Burns, she got a double play to end the last inning to get out of a bases loaded jam. Can she find her way out of a jam again here in the bottom of the fourth? Fastball. Wow, where did that one miss? As that looked like a pretty good pitch there. But instead called ball two. That pitch missing low that time. 3-1 goes the count. So Gardner, who singled, advanced on an error, but was retired, part of that double play. So that pitch is inside, and now bases will be loaded again. Third walk of the inning. And this will bring up the center fielder, Ponder, who singled in her last at bat. So now ICC running into some more trouble. So they're going to shift things around here in anticipation of the slap hit, maybe the bunt. And now they're going to call it off. So they move Cox back to first, shift the second baseman, Madison Carnes, back into her normal spot. The left fielder is in as that pitch called a strike. Thought that was a ball, but he called it a strike. He did have a little delay on the call there. Strike zone is all of a sudden kind of just dancing around here in the top of the fourth inning. Bases loaded, two outs. Change up, this one popped up. Trouble, can't get to it. One run will score. An RBI single for Ponder. That is going to be her second hit. If I'm not mistaken, the second time that she's just put the bat on the ball and got it out there and put it where they ain't, as they say. And we've got a 2-1 contest with two outs. Don't know if you can hear it in the background, but somebody's alarm clock's going off, so it's time for somebody to wake up. And boy, wouldn't it be ironic after me saying that if the bats woke up here for Snead State with the alarm going off. So bases loaded with two outs. New batter at the plate as we go back to the top of the lineup is Burt, the shortstop. Change up across for a strike. So Burns gets the changeup going. This pitch lifted here. Right fielder is going to come up, call everyone off, and squeeze it for the putout. So the Parsons get 1 run on 1 hit, no errors. Bases left loaded for the second time. The Parsons have loaded the second straight inning, I should say. The Parsons loaded the bases. This time only able to get 1 run out of the deal. We have played 4 here in the final game of the afternoon. It's 2-1. Due up for the Indians, the number 9-1-2 batters, Vasquez, Childs, and Sullivan, due up here in the top of the 5th. ICC looking to pick up some runs here. Back with more right after this. And welcome back as the sun continues to set here in Boaz, Alabama. ICC leading this one 2-1. I tell you what, if you're at first base or in right field, maybe even second base slightly, but if you're a first baseman and the throw's coming from third or shortstop, you're going to have a tough time, as that sun is staring right back in your face over there at first base. So it's going to be JoJo Vasquez to start us off here. She walked in her first at bat, stole a base, scored a run. Part of that 2-run third inning for the Indians. ICC 2, Snead State 1. Indians trying to rebound from an 8-0 loss to Walter State in the first game of the afternoon. So Vasquez takes a look at that first pitch, low for a ball. JoJo, the third baseman, takes a look at that pitch. Is a beauty across, even at the count now at 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch coming to Vasquez, change up and it hangs up. That was a ball. Well, I've been telling you the tale of Darius White out there in left field, our bus driver. Apparently that's a pecan tree out there, and it looks like he's picking pecans now off the ground. As Vasquez pops this one up, right fielder's going to chase over and squeeze it for the putout. Out number 1 here in the top of the 5th. Or no, they're going to say an illegal pitch. Thanks to Miss Harley helping me up here, keeping me straight. So illegal pitch. So basically take that out off the board, and the count goes 2-1. So a break there for Vasquez. Needs to try to cash in on this one. Pops this one up. Center fielder's going to have to hurry, and she makes the play. Good job that time by the center fielder, calling everyone off there. Ponder gets the putout. After seeing those 2 young ladies run into each other at Jackson State earlier this season, anytime I see 2 players kind of coming at each other like that, I hold my breath, as that was a pretty bad collision up there in Tennessee. 1 out now. And this is Corey Childs. She's going to lay the bunt down. She's going to have to hurry. Snap throw over, not in time. Corey with her first hit of the afternoon as she speeds her way down. That bunt actually took a pretty good little roll for her that time, as had a little backspin on it. A good throw from third by Jones, but Corey, quick as a hiccup, able to get down the line and reach on a single. So now with 1 out and a runner on first, this is going to be Meg Sullivan. She was hit by a pitch. She's also singled here in the game. Takes a look at the first pitch. The infield was coming in, and she drives it past a charging third baseman for her second hit of the game. And now the ICC bats start to find a little bit of life here in the top of the fifth. And this is going to be Sam Conley coming to the plate. In Conley's last at bat, she hit a mile-high pop-up to shallow center that dropped amongst three players for a two-run single. She was our Sonic star of the game after going 2 for 3 with a pair of singles in the first game. She's trying to add to that total this afternoon as she has a two-run single. She's also hit into a double play here in Game 2. That pitch hanging up high. When I say Game 2, it's the second game of the day as ICC lost the first game of the afternoon 8-0 in 6 innings to Walter State. ICC trying to pick up some insurance runs here. They lead it 2-1 in the top of the fifth. This game scheduled for 7. Conley takes a look at that pitch, up but called a strike. So a nice job by Gardner quickly getting ahead on Conley here. 1-2 is the count. As we said, the sun continuing to set here in Boaz. A beautiful day for softball. 1-2 pitch coming. And that one, a flare over the pitcher's head out to center field. They're going to ask the runner to score from second. The throw is not in time. Nicely done that time as Conley put the bat on the ball, got it out to center field, and scored the run. And ICC now takes a 3-1 lead. I think that play was a little bit closer than the Indians would have liked. As 3-1 now goes the count. That is goes the score. That is the third RBI of the day for Conley. So this now will be Shelby Newsom at the plate. Newsom swings on the first pitch she sees. Must have been a little upset as Coach Kirk as he had to jump out of the way of that one for strike one. Newsom went 1 for 1 with a single in the first game. She's a DP here in Game 2. She's 1 of 2 with a single, was left stranded in the third. ICC trying to get something going here in the top of the fifth inning. 3-1 is your score. Runners on first and second. Sullivan at second's got pretty good speed. Newsom pops this one up. Center fielder is going to jog back and make the play. And the runner will head back to second. Second put out of the inning by the center fielder, Ponder. So now this is going to be Macy Cox, the first baseman, coming to the line. She grounded out to the shortstop to end the third. Had a single back in the second, but was left stranded. So ICC trying to get the bats going here. Try to chip on some more runs. That pitch missing outside for a ball. They were able to get that insurance run being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox off an RBI single by Samantha Conley. Her second hit of the day, third RBI of the day. This pitch fouled off the netting, out of play. 1-1 now goes the count. For all your insurance needs, whether it be home, auto, or life, go by and see Joey out there on South Adams Street. I'm telling you, folks, he's my insurance guy. You can't go wrong with him. That's Joey Cox, former ICC All-American football player, proud to sponsor ICC Athletics. Jammed her. Going to be a tough play, but instead smart play by the second baseman to get over and step on the bag. So the Indians do pick up 1 run on 3 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. ICC leads it 3-1 as we move now to the bottom of the 5th inning. We're going to take a break and be back with more right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back to action now as we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. ICC be able to pick up a insurance run being brought to you by your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent Joey Cox on an RBI single by Samantha Conley to give the Indians a 3-1 lead here as we move to the bottom of the fifth inning. Samantha Conley has all 3 RBIs on the day for the Indians. So it looks like this will be... Okay, this is still Powell at the plate. She has not had an official bat in this game as she was hit by a pitch. She was also walked in her previous at bat but was left stranded. That first pitch foul, back for strike 1. Second pitch missing outside, 1-1 now. No, he called it a strike. A delay on that one. 0-2 is the count. A break there for the Indians. I don't know where the strike zone is. That pitch missing outside and low for a ball. 1-1 now, or excuse me, 1-2 now is the count. One ball, 2 strikes, no outs. Burns set to deliver. Caught a ball. Burns thought she might have tried to clip the edge of that rubber. Instead, is now called 2-2 here on Powell. So the 2-2 pitch coming for Burns. Ground ball right back to the pitcher. Nice job by Burns getting the toss over. Good job defending her position that time for Olivia Burns to get the out. So a new batter coming up this time. This is going to be number 6, Laura Lynn Chafin. I do like the spelling of her name, Laura Lynn. The non-traditional spelling of Lynn, L-I-N is how she spells it. Not that anybody cares, but I do like when names are spelled differently. I don't know why, though. That first pitch called a strike. This is what's called the danger hour for Adam. I got 4 hours of sleep last night, and whenever I kind of start drifting and rambling, you just don't know what I'm going to say. As that pitch missing inside for a ball, 1-1 now is the count. Off the inside of her bat, throw across away from JoJo for the out. Score that 6-3 for those of you that are scoring at home. So now with 2 outs, this is going to be Patterson. Or is this going to be Purvis at the plate? So Purvis, who did come in to run as the flex, is now batting for the first time this afternoon. Okay, so this is Patterson there. Yes, okay. So it is Patterson at the plate. She was ran for by Purvis in the last time she reached, which was on a walk. Purvis did come around to score. Patterson grounded out 6-3 to end the first inning. 2 outs and nobody on now. 1-0 is the count. That pitch rising up a little too much. 3-0 is the count. So Burns will try to walk this one off. She doesn't want to issue a 2-out walk here. That pitch right down Broadway for a strike. 3-1 now is the count. Wow, they're playing extra innings in baseball in Fulton, as that pitch missing for a ball. And that's going to be the second time that Patterson has thrown a walk. Lancaster reached on a leadoff walk but was stranded at second. ICC and Mississippi Delta going to extra innings, tied at 9 in baseball. That's over on the Red Channel. This is going to be Benefield coming to the plate. She's 0 for 2 on the day with a pop-up to the pitcher and a fly out to center field. Change up, and it was a beauty for a strike. Well, as I said, if you can consistently throw that changeup for strikes and mix it in with some pretty good pitching, you can handcuff some batters. As that is a changeup that kind of hung up that time. 1-1 now is the count. Trying to see if you can get her to chase one out of the zone. But yeah, a changeup pitch is a pretty one when you can get it going. Remember pitchers like Rebecca Sloan and Chelsea Lukens that had pretty good changeup pitches. Is that pitch inside for a strike? 1-2 now is the count. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As this is Benefield, the catcher, reaches out, and Carnes is going to squeeze it for the putout. We've played 5, ICC 3. Snead State 1. We'll take a break and be back with more right after this. Okay, so Swagger's going to go back in. Thank you very much. And welcome back to action now as we move to the top of the 6th inning. ICC with a 3-1 lead here over Snead. And it's going to be the 6, 7, 8 batters due up here for ICC. Burns, Adams, although it looks like Mackenzie Piper is on deck for the Indians. And then it would be Bailey Springfield behind her. That's the anticipated lineup due up here for the Indians. So this is going to be Olivia Burns, the pitcher here in Game 2. She's working with a 3-1 lead. Would like to see the Indians continue to add some more runs on the board here to keep building on this 2-run lead. Burns pops this one up, gets out of play, heads into the crowd. Apparently no one hit. And 1-1 now is the count. One ball, 1 strike. Oh, that was a wicked curveball. Just kind of knifed its way out of the strike zone. 2-1 now goes the count here on Olivia Burns. Burns is 0 for 2 here in Game 2. She went 1 for 2 with a walk, or excuse me, with a single and a strikeout against Walter State. ICC fell 8-0 in that game. Fouls this one straight back into your living room. And the count now goes 2-2 on Burns. Well, the sun continued to set here in Boaz. And a ground ball. Third baseman finds it. No, drops it though. And that's going to be an error. So Burns will reach on an error. You know, if you're Bailey Springfield, you're kind of like, okay, where was that in my previous at-bats? So a new batter coming up here for the Indians. This is going to be number 18 for ICC. That is going to be Mackenzie Piper. Also have a runner coming in this situation for the Indians. believe that's Boots, but I can't really pick up on her number right now. And that is the case. Haley Reed will come in to run for the pitcher Burns. Those are some choice pond changes for ICC. Locations in Fulton, Tupelo, and Birmingham. Choice pond is the right choice for you. So this is going to be Mackenzie Piper. She's out of Pell City, Alabama, getting her first at bat here in game 2. Shows bunt, squares on it, lifts this one. Left fielder, though, is going to be able to camp underneath it. Thought it had a chance off the bat, but just kind of died once it got up in the air. And so that's going to be a fly ball out to left field, and the first out of the inning. Runner could not advance. And now up is Bailey Springfield. Springfield wants to hit anything in the ball field except away from the third baseman, Jones. Jones has made 2 outstanding plays to rob Springfield of a base hit. And Bailey swings on the first one. Runner goes. Throw gets away out to center field. And a stolen base there for Boots. Boots will be part of our Rapid Fire in Focus Student Athlete of the Week on Mondays live with the Tribe Show. That's coming your way at noon. So you want to be able to tune in and learn more about Haley Reed, the sophomore out of South Manola High School. Reed pops it, or excuse me, that is actually Springfield, pops that one up, and it just gets over out of play. Great effort that time by Schwager to come over and try to get that foul ball. But now the count goes 0-2. (0-2) is the count here on Springfield. A runner at second. Indians leading 3-1. Springfield pops this one back out of play. We'll stay at 0-2. Try to give you some updates on the baseball game. It's 9-9. That's in the middle of the 8th inning. ICC trying to find a way to win that one in extra frames. Change-up pitch. Missing. Not a bad miss that time. I say change-up. It's actually just an off-speed curveball out of the strike zone. 1-2 now is the count. 1 out and a runner on second here for the Indians. ICC leading 3-1. Springfield at the plate looking for her first hit of the day. Pops this one back and will stay at 1-2. Nice battle at the plate right now by Bailey. She's just somebody that's needing to find a hit here, as she has just been the tough luck recipient of 2 outstanding plays defensively over at third. Springfield looks at that pitch in the dirt. Haley slides in safely over at third. A second stolen base there for Haley Reed in this at bat. Good job by Boots getting down and dirty, sliding in safely. Boy, a base hit could be huge here for Springfield to be able to score that run for the Indians. Runner at third for Springfield. Rips it and it gets past the shortstop. 1 run will score for the Indians. And Springfield comes in with a clutch hit there. And you can tell she's excited as she just ripped that one past the shortstop. And ICC now leads it 4-1. New batter coming into the contest here for the Indians, as this is going to be number 25. But that's going to be Kelsey Yates coming to the plate. That last run scored by Haley Reed was another insurance run for the Indians off an RBI single by Springfield. And when we talk about those insurance runs, we talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, give Joey a call or stop by and see him there on South Adams Street. Joey, a proud sponsor of ICC Athletics. A ICC Hall of Fame member as well. That's Joey Cox. So this is going to be Kelsey Yates coming to the plate here for the Indians. Yates with 1 out and a runner on first in Springfield. Stands in, takes that first pitch low for a ball. So 4-1 now is your score. ICC with the lead over Snead. We're getting late into the contest. Yates squares to bunt, pops it up, and a nice play, and then that's going to be another double play. So Yates could not get on top of that one, trying to put a little small ball there. Popped it up, another outstanding play by the third baseman to get the out and then turn the Little Caesars double play to get out of the inning with minimum damage done. I've been impressed over at third base by Jones this afternoon. A great play there, and ICC leads it now 4-1 as we head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Changes coming up. We'll get you those changes right after this. And welcome back, as we do have some choice pond changes here for the Indians. Coming in to pitch for ICC, this appears to be Macy Cox coming in to pitch here. Also looks like Mackenzie Piper coming over to take over at first base. Haley Reed going out in right field. That appears to be all of your choice pond changes here for the Indians. It'll be Patton to lead things off, the right fielder. Patton, Jones, and Gardner. Due up, fly ball out to left. One pitch, one out. As that was Meg Sullivan out there in left field coming in to make the play. I don't know if you guys can hear the song that just played. I'm going to say this, and I don't care what anybody says if you did just hear it. That's one of my favorite songs. I'm not going to tell you what the song is in case you didn't hear it, because there's people out there that make fun of me. Harley, don't you say it so nobody know what it is either. Yep, I'm talking to myself, folks. I apologize. So this is going to be McDonald at the plate. Seeing her first at bat. Pops this one up. Center fielder Corey Childs going to jog in and make the play. So 2 outs now, and this is going to be Gardner coming to the plate. So 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. ICC with a 4-1 lead here in the second game of the afternoon against Snead State. Pitch across for a strike. Try to find an update on that baseball game for you, as it's 9-9 in the middle of the 8th between ICC and Delta. That's game 1 of 2. That pitch across for a strike. 0-2, quickly ahead in the count now is Macy Cox here on Gardner. So Macy will dig in with the 0-2 pitch coming. That one outside for a ball. We're waiting the pitch here. Oh, 1-2 pitch, and it's outside. 2-2 now goes the count. Well, the battery life on this new camera we got is horrible. So I'm having to plug in here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Swung on and missed for a Renaissance Bank strikeout to end the inning for Macy Cox. Big out there as ICC takes a 4-1 lead into the 7th. We're going to take a break and be back with the top of the 7th right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back as we head to the top of the 7th. ICC with a 4-1 lead. It'll be the 1-2-3 batters due up here for the Indians. And this will be Corey Childs leading us off here in the top of the 7th. Childs shows bunt, pulls back on it. I'm not going to be able to shoot highlights as I'm now just getting a reflection of myself in my camera shot. And trust me, folks, you don't want to see that. It's the first pitch across for a strike. This is still Gardner inside the circle. That pitch hangs up just a little too high for the umpire's liking. 1-1 now is the count. Remind you, our next softball game will be coming your way Wednesday, weather permitting. This is ICC and Northeast. As there's going to be a leadoff single by Corey Childs. Back-to-back hits now for Corey. And this will bring up Meg Sullivan with no outs and a runner on first here for the Indians. See if I can shoot any different on my phone. So Sullivan will dig in. Takes a look at that pitch. Runner goes. There's the tag high. Stolen base for Corey Childs. So Corey with a steal amongst some of the top in the state when it comes to stolen bases. So Sullivan at the plate takes a look at that pitch. Falls off the table just a bit too soon for Meg. And now the count is 1-1. Try to check in on baseball. And we'll give you that update here in a moment. 4-1 is your score. This pitch popped up. Third baseman going over in foul territory. Shortstop calls her off, though, and makes the play for out number 1. Well, the Indians win it in dramatic fashion, 10-9 in the bottom of the eighth inning on a walk-off RBI single from Hunter Neighbors. ICC takes game one over Delta, 10-9. Boy, if that's any indication of what we're going to see in conference play this year, it is going to be a wild baseball season. Indians improved to 7-0 with that dramatic win there. As this is now Sam Conley at the plate. Sam is 2 for 3. She's got 3 RBIs in this game. There's a flare over the shortstop's head. And it gets away from the left fielder. And so that's going to be a single for Conley. The run will score on the error, E7, and she will also advance to second on that error. And ICC now takes a 5-1 lead. We're going to have a courtesy runner coming in, or not a courtesy runner, they don't do that anymore, but we'll have a runner come in for the catcher, and that's going to be Moore. Lily Moore coming in to run in place of Conley. Boy, Sam has had a nice day at the ballpark. She went 2 for 3 in the first game with 2 singles. She is 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs. I don't know if you count that as an RBI, even though the run scored on the error. I don't think so. And ICC now leads it 5-1. This pitch drilled, going back. Left fielder can't get to it. Bounces off the wall. Moore will round second, and that'll be a double for Newsom. A big-time clutch hit there for Newsom, and now ICC opening it up a little bit. They lead it 6-1. RBI for Newsom. Moore comes around to score, and ICC leads it now 6-1. So this is going to be Macy Cox coming to the plate. The flex, Madison Carnes, will come in to run for Newsom. On deck for the Indians is number 8, Haley Reed. She'll be batting in place of Burns, who was taken out of the circle this past inning, and now the pitcher, Macy Cox, is at the plate for the Indians. All sorts of changes going on right now. ICC with a 6-1 lead. They have scored 2 here in the top of the 7th, picking up some more of those insurance runs. And there's a shot out to left. Carnes will stop at third. Cox will take a minimum lead over at first, and she'll retreat back. Back-to-back-to-back hits now for the Indians. And now up is going to be Haley Reed. So 1 out now, and ICC is getting something going in the top of the 7th. We talked about those 2 insurance runs, and when we talk about those insurance runs, we, as always, talk about your Itawamba County Farm Bureau agent, Joey Cox. For all your insurance needs, stop by and see Joey there on South Adams Street, or at football games, basketball games, even some baseball games, softball as well. Joey, a proud supporter of ICC Athletics here on Let'sGoICCTV.com. So Boots will take her first at bat of the afternoon with runners on the corners and 1 out. Also, we have another runner coming in. That is number 18 for the Indians over at first, or no, excuse me, 16. I believe that's Toombs, now running over at first. She takes off, and she'll get a free pass to second, no throw. As McKenzie takes second without an issue. Runners in scoring position here for the Indians. Haley Reed at the plate. Stands in, takes that pitch low for a ball. Mackenzie Piper on deck for the Indians. So Haley, who's playing in right field, takes a look at that one. Wow, that pitch called a strike. So Haley waiting for the pitch. Pops this one back off the netting for strike 2. So Haley at the plate. 2-2 is the count here on Boots. 1 out. Runners on second and third here for the Indians. They've already got 2 runs on the board. There's a little slow roller back to the pitcher. Throw over is in time for the putout of Boots. 1-3 for those of you that might be scoring at home. 2 outs now. And this will bring up Mackenzie Piper to the plate. So this is Gardner at the plate. Or excuse me, inside the circle. Getting her signals from the dugout. Delivers a strike across to Piper. So the Indians win a battle on the red channel 10-9 in dramatic fashion with a walk-off single. As there's going to be a shot to the gap, this is going to be down and it's going to score 2. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score, and a clutch hit there on a 2-out single by Piper to push across 2 runs. And the Indians now lead it 8-1. That scored Carnes and I believe Toombs for the Indians. So now up is going to be Bailey Springfield, who had an RBI single in her last at bat. 2 great defensive plays over at third by Jones to rob her of 2 base hits early on. Springfield rips one. Coach Kirk ducks, but I tell you what, if that was on track, Coach Kirk had no chance of getting out of the way as she blistered that one foul for strike 1. Well, she hits it. She hits it, folks. But we've seen some nice defensive plays to take some hits away from her this afternoon. That pitch drops in the dirt, falls off the table a little too soon. 1-1 now is the count. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. ICC has pushed across 4 runs here in the top of the 7th. This pitch lifted but foul. Boy, that one traveled for a while. You can just see it. Bailey is just a little bit ahead of these pitches as she fouls that one off in the road. That one had a chance to travel deep into the evening, early evening here in Boaz, Alabama. The 1-2 pitch coming. Low, 2-2 now is the count. Blocked up nicely that time behind the plate, I believe, by Benefield. Nope. Is that Bailey White now behind the plate? Okay, so it's still Benefield. That pitch missing low and inside. And 3-2 now goes the count here on Springfield. Bailey 1 of 3 here in game 2. She was 0 for 2 in the first game of the day. Suffered her first loss of the season. There's a shot and foul. Well, everything, if you have a hitting chart on Bailey, it is going to be red hot to the left side of the field. Like, I don't know if I've ever seen her hit anything to the right side of the field. And when I say red hot to the left side of the field, it's going to be red hot from shortstop to third baseline, as that's where everything she has hit today. 3-2 is the count here to Springfield. She fouls that one back and will stay at 3-2. 2 outs. 8-1. ICC with the lead over Snead State here in the top of the 7th inning. Pitch on its way, and there's a shot out to center field. Center fielder is going to trek over and make the play to end the inning. So that one hit on a rope, but another nice play defensively by Snead State. We've seen a lot of those this afternoon. But ICC scores 4 runs on 5 hits and 1 error. They lead it 8-1 now. We'll step away and come back with the bottom of the 7th right after this on Let'sGoICCTV.com. And welcome back to action as ICC explodes for 4 runs in the top of the 7th inning to take an 8-1 lead now. As it'll be the 9-1-2 batters due up here for Snead, trying to spark a rally. New pitcher in the contest here for ICC. This is going to be number 16, Mackenzie Toombs. Looks like also Rachel Sternisha comes in at shortstop. Is that pitch missing outside for a ball? And that appears to be all the changes. So that's your choice pond changes here for the Indians in the bottom of the 7th. Slow roller to the shortstop. Vasquez has it, throws it over. Nice dig out of the dirt that time by Piper. Score that one 5-3 on the putout, I believe, of Ponder. And now we'll go back to the top of the lineup. So this would be Jones. Joan. Where is it at? 20. Jolly. Thank you. Once again, Miss Harley doing a great job of keeping me informed and correcting me when I'm wrong this afternoon. Appreciate her help, not only for this game, but also for the Walter State game that ICC dropped 8-0 in 6 innings. That pitch across for a strike. 1-1 now is the count. So Jolly batting in place of Burt, who was 0 for 3 on the day. Swings and misses on that one. 1-2 now goes the count. Or excuse me, 0-2 goes the count. Infield at normal depth. Change up, ripped, and it's going to sneak through for a base hit. Nicely done that time for Jolly. Or say 27 now. Reed coming into bat. So Reed will come in here to bat in place of Powell, who was 0 for 1 on the afternoon. She was hit by a pitch. She also drew a walk. So there's 1 out and a runner on first here for Snead State, trying to spark a rally in this one. We saw in their first game today against Walter State, they can light up the scoreboard in a hurry, as they dropped that game in the first game this afternoon, as Walters was able to come back late in that contest to pull away for a 9-4 victory over the last couple of innings. Indians trying to do the same here. That pitch missing low for a ball. No, he called it a strike. An extremely late signal on that one. 1-1 now is the count. A little flare out to first. Couldn't get to it. It's going to step on the bag. Throw over is in time. And that'll do it. A Little Caesars double play to end the contest. Score that 3 unassisted. 3-4 on the putout to end the contest. And ICC wins it by the final score of 8-1 here over Snead State. Let's move into our Renaissance Bank post-game report and count up the final stats here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 hits for the Indians. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 hits for Snead. And let's check errors. 2 errors on Snead. 1 on ICC. So here you go. Here's your final line on the contest, as you see both teams meeting there at the circle. ICC 8 runs, 13 hits, 1 error. Snead 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors. For ICC on the afternoon, Corey Childs went 2 of 4 with a pair of singles, a stolen base, 2 runs scored, and a strikeout. Meg Sullivan, 2 for 3 on the afternoon. She was hit by a pitch, scored a run. She had a pair of singles. Samantha Conley, once again, our Sonic star of the game. Let's call her the Sonic star of the day. She went 3 for 4 with 3 RBIs, 1 run, or excuse me, it was Lily Moore that scored her run. So Samantha Conley, our star of the day, star of the game for Game 1 and here in Game 2. Newsom on the day went 2 for 4. She had a double and an RBI, and then a run scored for Madison Carnes, running in place of Newsom there in the 7th. Macy Cox, she went 2 for 4 in the afternoon. Her runner, Mackenzie Toombs, scored a run and stole a base. It was Olivia Burns. She went 0 for 3. She reached on an error. Then Haley Reed came in, stole a couple of bases, and scored a run there in the 6th inning. And then Reed went 0 for 1 at the plate. Adams went 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts. Then it was Mackenzie Piper who went 1 for 2 with a 2-run single. And then Bailey Springfield, she went 1 for 4 with an RBI single. Miss Harley, you gone? Thank you for all your help today. You too. And then Bailey Springfield, as we said, 1 for 4 with an RBI. Vasquez was 0 for 1 with a walk, a run scored, and a stolen base. Kelsey Yates 0 for 1. It was Burns getting the win for ICC, and Gardner, the pitcher of record for the Parsons here in Game 2. Well, that's going to do it. ICC goes on the road. They dropped the first game of the day, 8-0 to Walters State in 6 innings. Rebound to win 8-1 here in the final game of the evening. So if you're looking to keep watching some action, ICC baseball is getting fired up here shortly for Game 2 on the Red Channel. The Indians win it in thrilling fashion, 10-9 in the first game in 8 innings against Mississippi Delta. Non-conference play there on the Red Channel. Our next ICC softball broadcast, pending basketball, will be Wednesday against Northeast to open the division play. It'll be at 2 and 4 o'clock. That will be on Wednesday. Also pending weather as well. And then our next broadcast altogether will be Tuesday afternoon at 2 o'clock as the ICC women's basketball team will take on Jones County in the opening round of the MACJC State Tournament in Senatobia, as that game will be coming your way on Let'sGoICCTV.com, the Red Channel, as well as FM 95 Sports at 1:40 there on Tuesday. So, for Adam Gore and Miss Harley, which I did not get her last name, who helped me out for both the games, a player here for Snead State. We'll see you next time, folks, here on Let'sGoICCTV.com.